So we had 10 NFL coaches were canned this season. Each scenario is different, whether you failed to meet expectations or the franchise just wanted a fresh start. Perhaps both in some regards. However, it's not always fair. It's not always fair. Life's not fair, as we all know. So let's run through some coaches here that were canned, and you guys let me know if it was fair or foul that they got fired. First guy I got, Brian Dable.
Fair.
Yeah, definitely fair.
He
wasn't
was
getting that stuff
he was
going. He had the
given
1 year. He had the 1 year that he did good, and ever since then, after you let Saquon go, bro, like y'all just went down in the dump. So can't give you a pass for that. What
no.
you gonna get another
He-
4 years, 3 years extension or whatever? Try to figure out something. Can't let it happen.
Nope. I agree.
Yeah, it's definitely fair. He had 3 full seasons plus 10 games in his fourth season, and they were just getting worse and worse, man. Like you said, first season, he went 9-7 in 2022, which was his best year. He won Coach of the Year, and they got that playoff berth. But then he followed it up with 6-11 in 2023 and 3-14 in 2024. And he was 2-8 before he got the boot this season. Talent aside, you can't have your yearly records drastically drop that much and expect to remain head coach of the New York Football Giants. No way. Definitely a fair firing.
Hey, I think the reason he got fired, whatever, because he hadn't picked up Russell Wilson. That'll get
That's
you
a
going every
fireable offense in
time.
itself. Next coach I got on this list, John Harbaugh.
I don't know.
Crazy. That's crazy.
It-
That's crazy.
Fair or foul?
I can see it both ways. I'm gonna say fair. He was there for 18 years. Now, if it was like 3 or 4, maybe, but I feel like Lamar wanted him out because he wants another.
He definitely did.
he
Lamar
wants-
got him fired.
He wants a coach in there that's going to cater to him and run the offense how he wants to run it. Even though Harbaugh wasn't an offensive minded coach, he was a special teams coach, anyways. But I do think that unfortunately it was time, to part ways and them both going, other options.
Yeah, Lamar definitely got him fired.
Yeah.
Definitely. And that's crazy because he was already catering to Lamar.
Yeah.
Lamar did refuse to practice on Wednesdays
Yeah.
because he refused to wake up. He just wanted to sleep in, have a day to himself, this and that, whether you're injured, kind of a
Right.
bitch move, but quarterbacks do this shit all the time when they got the star power, and Lamar Jackson's kind of off the rails because his mom is his agent, so he doesn't get no professional guidance. He
Yep.
does what he wants. That's why he wears fucking ski masks and grills and on the press conferences and all that shit. The NFL loves that, let me tell you. But fair or foul, he got fired. Sam, what you think?
I think it's fair because they lost the division to the Steelers. That was supposed to be a winnable game. It would have been foul if you would have won and then lost in the playoffs. I think that would have been foul. But it's fair because you lost, bro. You lost all these games. And then you lose to the Steelers, bro, in the final game to get you to come on, bro. Yeah, you need a break. You just need a break.
Need a
Yeah,
fresh
bro.
start.
We need time apart, man, because clearly this ain't it.
The mutual
Lamar,
separation.
man, Lamar have games, bro. He'll have 5 total touchdowns, and he'll have games where he has 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles. I'm like, man, what is the game plan for this man? It just seems like he's telling them one thing and he's telling them another. So I don't think that's good for Lamar and the team going forward. So I'm gonna say fair.
I'm going to say foul. 18 seasons as Ravens head coach, missed the playoffs 6 times only, including this past season. Won a solo Super Bowl in 2012. Each and every season, he had Baltimore relevant with a shot to win it all. But I think many people look at 18 seasons with only 1 Super Bowl of failure. But he was up against Brady and the Pats, Mahomes and the Chiefs, Allen and the Bills, and a pesky Steeler team that you have to deal with at least twice a year.
Mhm.
And that dates as far back as to dealing with Roethlisberger and them boys.
Mhm.
They lost to the Colts in the playoffs in 2009 with Manning and crew, and they also lost to the Bengals in 2022 playoffs with Joe Burrow. I mean, only fools would claim that as failures, in my opinion. So, I mean, you look at all these historic franchises and teams that he's had to deal with and to have that success he had despite all of that, I definitely don't see that as a failure. So I just think it's foul. It's hard for me to accept moving on from a coach like that, to fire him, which brings me to my next guy, Mike Tomlin. fair or foul? You know, they said there was more to that mutual separation because he wasn't fired, but they gave him the decency and the
Option.
respect to step down so
Yeah.
they didn't have to put the firing tabloid out there, which I think they owed him that. But you know, they saying that he got he pulled
Teron
a
Moore
Ron
situation.
Moore, yeah, had a side chick. Y'all heard that,
Really?
right?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't hear
Yeah,
that.
they said
Teron
that
Moore
factored
Jr.
in.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
bro. So
I didn't
I don't
hear
know.
Yep.
that.
But despite all that, do you think it was fair or foul they parted ways with him?
I'm gonna say fair as well.
Mm,
It's been there 19 years. I think your claim to fame is never having a losing season, which is pretty remarkable for that amount of time.
Yes.
it is.
But you know, certain franchises have expectations, and Pittsburgh Steelers are one of those organizations that anything less than a Super Bowl is a failure, and I'm sure Mike Tomlin would tell you that as well. If the Kenny Pickett draft would have panned out and Kenny Pickett could have actually been a fucking decent quarterback, maybe he might still have his job, Mike Tomlin, that is. With that falling through, the Antonio Brown shit, when he got hit, he started
Le'Veon
acting weird.
Bell,
Le'Veon
all that
Bell,
shit.
all that
I hear you.
stuff. Yeah, all that stuff over a accumulation of time just kind of added up. And, with the way that this season ended, even though you have a fucking 40-year-old quarterback, what do you expect him to do? But I don't know. Just kind of like the hardball thing. I think it's just time for a fresh start. It really, I'll just be done.
And piggybacking off that for me, that's why I gotta say it's foul too. Just because of the same argument I made for John Harbaugh applies to Mike Tomlin for me. But like I said, at least Pittsburgh gave him the respect to step down rather than putting he was fired in the tabloids, which I definitely think he deserved that.
Now,
But
if your thing was that he got fired, then yeah, I would say foul. But since he parted on his own terms,
well,
or
he
whatever,
was fired. That's what I'm saying. They just gave him the
Just a
respect to
new,
step. They
right.
gave you the chance to step down before they have to fire you. But they told him like we're going a different direction. You
yeah,
know, like
I still say
no getting out of it.
fair. I still say fair.
But I say, 19 seasons, head coach with a Super Bowl title. He had 2 Super Bowl appearances, and he also faced stellar competition. And like we said, never once a losing record. Guys like Tomlin and Harbaugh should never be fired. However, sometimes after so long, these owners, man, they're just more likely to want to change in leadership upon seeing these young coaches succeed so quickly, like the Ben Johnsons.
Yep.
I mean, you take to it
Sean
like that, it's like,
McVay,
okay,
all them
we
guys.
can grab him and we can just run with it. Time for a change, get something
way-
fresh in here. It's time for a start. But I still say foul. What about you, Sam?
I want to say foul too, because like you say, the record makes up for a lot of that stuff. He didn't have great teams, he just had great defenses. But I feel like the spending on this defense for them to be so subpar in the last half of the season, I think was the final straw. They wasn't holding it accountable.
The most
can't write that stuff.
expensive defense
Yeah.
in the NFL.
Yep.
Where did
Bro,
it
what
get
I'm talking
him?
about, man. I'm talking
Good
about
point.
nowhere.
God awful.
Nowhere. So you can't write that off on the books, man. All these Ramseys and stuff like that, for real. You can't write a Ramsey off on the books. Like, that's top dollar. And you're not getting top dollar products. So I think things like that he tried to put it like all into one or whatever. Like, yeah, this is gonna be the push. Yeah, everybody's excited. Yeah, we got DK. Yeah, we got Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, we got a Ramsey over here. TJ Watt is doing his thing, and man, we finna push this shit all the way to the limit, and didn't do it. Got deflated, man. Got deflated big time. So just had to let that stuff go, man. It was kind of an all or nothing thing or whatever for the Steelers. So I hate to see him go, but man, he gonna get another job somewhere.
Easily.
How about Sean McDermott?
Bruh.
Fair. I called it.
You did call it in your credit. Think it was fair time to move on?
I don't think so. I think you should have fired your defensive coordinator, because that's the one that's bringing all the problems and the drama. He's the one that's not doing his job. McDermott's doing his job. He's been steady. He's been high powered, whatever. Got Josh Allen to a point where he's at. Constant MVP conversations. Got the offense going like it's supposed to, whatever. The defense has not been doing their job constantly, bro. You lose in the last seconds of the game, bro. That is not Josh Allen. Josh Allen is on the sidelines. He's watching this stuff go down. You
The
know,
13 seconds and shit.
man, come on, for real. And this stuff been constantly happening. You got a defensive coordinator. You are not doing your job. You got to go. McDermott, okay, let's find somebody else or whatever who can freaking fit the bill on this position. Don't let that man go, bro. That's the best thing y'all done had. Buffalo was nothing before that man came over there.
Period.
Nothing.
Period.
Nothing. I haven't heard about Buffalo since what, the 90s, bro. Like, you know,
Okay.
for real.
Okay.
Thurman Thomas and freaking man, Don Beebe. It's been a minute, bro, since I heard them boys was even relevant like this. Now they a top name and going to the playoffs every year, bro. It's no way I would let that man go. No way.
It's definitely foul. 9 seasons, made the playoffs in 8 of them, won the AFC East division 5 times, but also was eliminated by Mahomes and the Chiefs 4 times.
Right.
2020, 2021, 23, 24. That's a dynasty that dominated everyone in the AFC,
Exactly.
such as Harbaugh and Tomlin, like we just spoke about. You got to deal with these crazy dynasties. And you're looking at the Bills, they went 13-3, 13-4, 12-5 seasons. That's apparently that's not good enough for Buffalo anymore, despite the fact that, like you said, before he got there, Buffalo didn't win a playoff game for 22 years, bro.
Right.
22 years. And it's also foul because the GM that was hired after McDermott got to keep his job. And not only that, he got a promotion to president, and McDermott gets the boot. What? How the fuck is that? I
Low
think
man
it's
on the
foul
totem
just
pole.
from that perspective alone. I think that's foul. You're gonna fire McDermott, you better fire that fucking GM too. That's crazy. But no, what do? You promote him, fire McDermott. Definitely foul shit, bro.
I don't know who you gonna fill that void with.
But all right, y'all let us know, are these firings fair or foul that these coaches got canned? 10 NFL coaches canned this season. That's been the most, I think, since I can remember my
Yeah.
entire lifetime.
Yeah.
One season. 10 is a fucking lot, but new jobs all around the clock. Y'all let us know. Is it fair or foul they got canned?
I'm about to put in my application right now.